about the impact that Ray had on your team this past year, and also Bryson Scott? What kind of impact do you think he might have in the future for you guys?
Well, I thought Rayfeld did a very good job for us. It's hard as a freshman to adjust, and I thought he came in and kept a good attitude, kept working hard, kept battling, and just found his way. A lot of times guys get discouraged, then it affects their effort. He was a guy when he struggled earlier in the year, he stayed with it, he kept working extra, and really did some good things for us, especially at the end of the year. So I know he's going to use this freshman season as a positive and a springboard to work really hard this summer and then have an even better sophomore year. I think Bryson Scott's coming in at a real critical time for us because we need somebody that can step in our backcourt and play a lot of minutes. He's going to have to earn that. But I think he has all the athleticism and the quickness and the work ethic. He's a guy that puts in a lot of time on his game to be able to come in and play both guard positions for us. I think that's something that we need. We need him to play some point, but also I think he can play alongside some other guys and really give us a lot of athleticism and a lot of quickness.
With Peck and Carter, how do you fold guys like that have experience on the collegiate level into the fold as quickly as possible? Because you're going to need those guys.
Well, we don't have any juniors on our team. And then with Travis Carroll and Tyrone Johnson, those are only two seniors. So, we like our freshmen in our sophomore class, but we needed, some more experience. We were familiar with Eric Peck, obviously being from Indianapolis Cathedral, being an Indiana All-Star. Sterling Carter was a guy we really searched out because we felt that Kendall Stevens, new freshman, was our really only pure shooter that we have on our team. And Sterling's a guy that can make perimeter shots. He can stretch the defense. So we thought we needed to add another shooter to go along with Peck.
How important has Coach Owens' efforts in in-state recruiting been to your program?
Well, Jack Owens has been great. He's a guy that I coached and recruited at Eastern Illinois. He was my assistant at Southern Illinois now. He's been on our staff for a long time at Purdue, but he's done a very good job. We've had Rick Ray, who's the head coach at Mississippi State, Konzo Martin, who's the head coach at Tennessee, Paul Lusk, who's the head coach at Missouri State, and so this is kind of his time, to be our associate head coach. But he does more than just recruiting. He's a good on-court coach. He's got a good relationship with the guys. He does a good job of teaching the game, and that's something I really try to search for in an assistant, a well-rounded guy, and he's really the epitome of that.
What in his personality makes him good at establishing relationships?
Well, I think he's good at being himself. He's not a guy that's a rah-rah type guy. He's down to earth. He's well-spoken, but he's soft-spoken, and I think he builds a relationship with guys, and they can trust him. I think that's a very important issue in recruiting, but also coaching. You build that trust, you get that commitment, and now you work on that before they even get to campus. So I think he does a great job of building that first and foremost. So when he does have to get on them, they know that he cares.
Aside from, you mentioned Kendall Stevens as being the only true shooter that you had coming in minus the transfers. So what are some of the things you addressed from last season going towards this season that we're going to be seeing as tangible improvements for this Purdue team?
Well, I think each guy's different. To be able to talk in the whole with that. The thing I do like about this group that we didn't have is we didn't have depth. It didn't make for competitive practices. It didn't make for every day trying to grind to try to get out there on the court. Things really got set because there wasn't that next guy. And I'm half serious, half joking, but the best thing that happened to Ronnie Johnson this year was he played 33 minutes, and the worst thing that happened to Ronnie Johnson was he played 33 minutes. We needed depth at all positions, and we just didn't have it. I think the addition of Jay Simpson is really going to help us on our front line. I talked about our, the combo forwards with Peck. You throw in Basil Smotherman, the return of Donnie Hale at the center position, Jay, AJ, Travis Carroll. Jay can play both the 4 and the 5. You get into the guard spots with Rayfeld, Tyrone, Ronnie Johnson returning. You put in Sterling Carter, you put in Eric Peck in that mix, Bryson Scott. You could go on and on, Kendall Stevens. So we have a lot of depth there, and I think that's going to be the difference. I think we'll be able to make more improvements in between games because of that.